A glimmer of hope. The 30-day ceasefire proposal. The recent Saudi ceasefire talks brought a glimmer of hope to the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The United States and Ukraine jointly proposed a 30-day ceasefire. This proposal, a significant step towards peace, hinges on Russia's acceptance. The ceasefire would encompass a complete halt to missile, drone, and bomb attacks. This includes operations in the Black Sea and along the entire front line. The proposal allows for extension beyond the initial 30 days, but this requires mutual agreement from both sides. The proposed ceasefire is not merely a temporary pause in hostilities, it represents a commitment to de-escalation and a genuine attempt to create space for dialogue. The success of this proposal depends heavily on Russia's willingness to engage in good faith and demonstrate its commitment to peace. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a positive response from the Kremlin. The cessation of hostilities is a crucial first step towards a negotiated settlement. It allows both sides to step back from the brink and engage in meaningful dialogue without the constant threat of violence. The 30-day period provides a window of opportunity to address the underlying issues fueling the conflict and work towards a lasting peace. The world hopes that this ceasefire proposal will mark a turning point in the conflict. It is a chance for peace to prevail, and for the people of Ukraine and Russia to begin the long process of healing and rebuilding. Only time will tell if this glimmer of hope will blossom into a lasting peace. Renewed support, U.S. aid contingent on ceasefire. The United States has pledged to resume security assistance to Ukraine if the ceasefire holds. This includes lifting the pause on intelligence sharing, a move that signifies a renewed commitment to supporting Ukraine's defense capabilities. The decision comes after a period of strained relations between the two countries, marked by disagreements over strategy and concerns about escalating the conflict. The resumption of U.S. aid is a clear indication that the Biden administration sees the ceasefire as a genuine opportunity to de-escalate the conflict and pursue a diplomatic solution. It also sends a strong message of support to the Ukrainian government and people who have endured immense suffering and hardship since the Russian invasion. The U.S. has been a steadfast supporter of Ukraine since the beginning of the conflict, providing billions of dollars in military and humanitarian aid. This assistance has been crucial in helping Ukraine defend itself against Russian aggression and mitigate the humanitarian crisis caused by the war. The resumption of U.S. aid is contingent on Russia's adherence to the ceasefire agreement. This sends a clear message to Moscow that its actions have consequences, and that the path to peace requires a genuine commitment to de-escalation and dialogue. Diplomatic dance key players in the Jeddah talks. The ceasefire talks in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, brought together key players from the United States, Ukraine, and other international stakeholders. The U.S. delegation was led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Representing Ukraine were Head of the Presidential Office Andriy Yermak, Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba, and Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov. The presence of such high-level officials underscores the seriousness of the talks and the international community's commitment to finding a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The choice of Saudi Arabia as the venue for the talks also highlights the kingdom's growing role as a mediator in international affairs. The talks provided a platform for the U.S. and Ukraine to present their joint ceasefire proposal and engage in direct dialogue with Russian representatives. While no breakthroughs were achieved, the talks were seen as a positive step towards de-escalation and a testament to the power of diplomacy. The Jeddah talks were just the beginning of what is likely to be a long and arduous diplomatic process. The international community must remain engaged and committed to supporting a peaceful resolution to the conflict in Ukraine. Charting a path forward, negotiations and a potential minerals deal. The ceasefire talks in Jeddah produced some concrete steps towards a potential resolution, including an agreement to establish negotiating teams and explore a minerals deal between the United States and Ukraine. These developments, while preliminary, offer a glimmer of hope for a peaceful settlement and a more stable future for the region. The formation of negotiating teams represents a tangible commitment from both sides to engage in dialogue and seek common ground. These teams will be tasked with addressing the complex political, security, and humanitarian issues at the heart of the conflict. In a move that could have significant economic and geopolitical implications, Ukraine has expressed willingness to sign a minerals deal with the United States. This agreement would create a joint fund from the sale of Ukrainian minerals, providing much-needed revenue for Ukraine's reconstruction efforts and strengthening economic ties between the two countries. The road to peace in Ukraine remains long and uncertain. However, the ceasefire talks in Jeddah and the subsequent agreements on negotiations and a potential minerals deal offer a glimmer of hope. These developments demonstrate a willingness from all sides to explore diplomatic solutions and create a more stable and prosperous future for the region.